Well, what a day. On top of everything else we've been talking about, President Trump has been looking to fill some missing pieces within his administration. Could be turning to one of his former campaign advisors to fill a void. Charlie Gasparino is back with what is a Fox Business exclusive. Who are we talking about?
Anthony Scaramucci. I guess,
wow.
Listen, I hasten to say that he's going to get the job, because every time you report that he's going to get it, he doesn't get it.
Right.
So, but it looks like our long national nightmare, known as Anthony
Scaramucci's getting a job where?
Looking for a job. Listen, here's what we hear. He's seriously being considered for a White House role. The place we hear likely that it could happen, and I say could because it's not been announced yet, and it's not done until it's announced. Remember, he was almost at the about 5 months ago.
Just real quick, what held it up last time? Just to refresh.
He sold his company, his Skybridge Capital, that fund the funds, to a Chinese company. He needed to close that out. There was some controversy with the Chinese company, and then he opened his mouth and he said some things I think that annoyed people inside the administration. So they held it up. Trump apparently likes the guy, and he's telling people he likes the guy, and he's telling people that, you know, there should be a job open for him. And what we understand is he's being seriously considered for a Commerce Department post. We talked to people inside the White House, and this is what they told me. We are looking at a bunch of roles for him. So there's
well, they need people, Charlie, don't they?
People.
I mean, are they having trouble, just from your reporting or sources, attracting what people would say is like top talent these days with everything that's gone on?
Yeah, I think some of that, and I think the other thing is that they're slow. I mean, it's been slow. I mean, there's a loyalty oath almost you have to take for work for Donald Trump. Well, as we will get into in a minute, but with James Comey. But listen, if anybody's been loyal to Donald Trump, it's Anthony Scaramucci. Say what you want about the guy. The guy raised a lot of money for him, stood by his side, kind of got screwed over, I believe. This is my personal opinion. By, you know, they made a big thing about selling to the Chinese firm, which, by the way, the Chinese firm is a decent Chinese firm. It's like Alibaba is a decent company. Right. It's controlled by the government. This firm is a decent firm.
They just didn't like the appearance of it. All right, so Scaramucci may get a job.
And if he doesn't do that, he's been eyeing an asset management job. And I'm just telling you, it ain't over till it's over. And if he gets a job, he's going to save himself like $40 million. It's a big tax treatment. Remember, he sold Skybridge? Yes. He gets a tax treatment, puts it in the bank.
A lot of these guys have had some tax issues coming into the administration. I want to talk to you about Comey. We've been talking about it throughout the show already. You mentioned loyalty. That was certainly part of what came out of the testimony.
Loyalty.
Now,
I want loyalty.
You really are disturbed.
I'm Don Trump.
You really
Don Trump.
Now, the serious question, right?
He sounds like a mob guy.
Well, if you do, it's worth reading through for anybody, and then we'll hear Comey deliver it tomorrow. The serious question is not whether inappropriate comments were had. I think a lot of people would read through and say they were, but were they illegal? Was there any obstruction of justice?
When he said, I'd like you to not bring case.
Against Flynn.
Against Flynn, right? Okay. Yeah. We asked John Coffey, one of the best experts at these sort of things. Columbia law professors, knows white-collar crime, obstruction of justice, all this stuff inside and out. And he said, arguably, this could show obstruction of justice. But the real question on which you should focus is, can a sitting president be indicted? The majority view is that he cannot. All this is relatively uncharted territory. What he's saying is that he has to be impeached. And
was this enough?
The Republican Congress will not impeach him. If the Democrats get in there, whole other story. I will just say it's fascinating reading this thing. Do you have the thing about the thing?
The thing about the thing we talked about?
Well, there's that last line in his testimony where he tells, it sounds like a line out of Goodfellas, or what was the other one? What was the other?
There was talking about that thing that we had. He said,
that thing, you know,
well, here it is. Because I've been, this was supposedly the president speaking. I'm just reading it off my computer. Because I have been very loyal to you, very loyal. We had that thing, you know. And then Comey says, I did not reply or ask him what he meant by that thing.
You remember the scene in Goodfellas, like when Henry Hill is at the diner meeting Jimmy Conway, and he's
I do.
And he's like, he goes, you know, you got to do that thing in Florida, the thing
we talked about.
And Henry Hill said something like, that's when I knew I was going to be killed.
It's analysis you never hear anywhere else.
The thing, you know, that thing or the other thing. It sounded two things. It sounded mobster, or if you took it another way, it sounded like they had some other thing going there. I don't know what. I mean, the thing? What does that mean?
They're wrapping us in a feverish fashion. Thank you, Charlie. Another place.